So next question, from the perspective of a pitcher, what are the best qualities for a catcher to have? I've already answered, I think, this identical question, but I'm going to do it again because I already read it, and the sun is bright. Go to therobbyrowshow.com/search. I have a full website page on pitcher catcher stuff, and I've done like a conversation with my pops. I've done a couple FAQs on that, like what can catchers do to help pitchers. There's a lot of stuff on the pitcher catcher dynamic. But just to briefly answer this question, I talk about this a heck of a lot pertaining to catchers. For me personally, I want like somebody that can check the ego at the door, but at the same time be stern to what he believes/sees. So to give you two examples of that, like one where there's like an egotistic catcher that thinks everything he does and everything he says is right, maybe promotes a little arrogance, which is probably good for his performance, but for my relationship with my battery mate with him, it's probably not that good. So check the ego at the door, but second, be stern to the point like where you're confident in what you're saying and what you're kind of doing back there as well. So if I'm going off, doing my thing and talking to my catcher about how I like to sequence and how I like to tunnel and all these things, then he could very well just perceive me as somebody that's egotistic and thinks I know it all. So I need to have somebody that can check the ego at the door. Humility, I guess, would be the word of choice. But at the same time, like, be like, hey, I know you like to do X, Y, and Z when you're pitching, but like, that's not working today. I think we should do this and this. And again, suggestion based from a catcher. And I just love any catcher that's just open to conversation and even like encouraging or welcoming, engaging would be the word I want to use. Engaging in conversation, initiating of conversation. I think the more communication that there is, the better between a pitcher and a catcher, because what you do is you promote a sense of security and confidence for both parties, and you kind of throw all the question marks out the door. And I've seen this a lot too with pitchers. If you're talking to a catcher between innings about like the sequence or what you're trying to do, you can speak truth to that and speak it into existence just by like saying, hey, I want to sequence 4-hole guy, start him off with a slider, depending on where that location is. I want to go hard up and in, but if we don't execute that 0-0 slider, I want to come back to that 0-0 slider, and then we'll throw up 1-0 to get that count 1-1, and then I want to go up and in for a ball, even though I feel confident that I can go 2-1 change up to get them to roll over. All of these things that you can talk about pertaining to sequencing in between innings and stuff, I just believe that you promote a sense of inner self conviction and confidence within your approach as you move forward. So good question. I would check out that website page that I referred to earlier that has even more context. I've done a lot of collabs with catchers, obviously Pops, my brother, Tyler Goodrow, Todd Coburn, and even like during the season I'll have conversations with my catcher and record them and stuff. So I threw them all up on the website, or even just go to YouTube and you can find stuff there.